Which transformations must be applied to map f of x to g of x? Graph both functions. Okay, so the first thing I notice here is that there's a 2 in front of the radical sign for g of x, and that means g of x is in some way 2 times f of x. Okay, and that means we're doing a vertical stretch. By 2. And also, I can see a plus 3 inside the radical with the x. That means it's going to be translated left 3. So really, this is g of x equals to f of x plus 3. Because we're taking the plus 3 and adding it to the x, and then we're doubling what comes out of the radical sign, which is the output of f of x. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph both of these on the calculator so we can compare. So the first one is just the square root of x, and the second one is 2 square root of x plus 3. Okay, now you can definitely see here the translation of 3 to the left. Notice here that the g of x in red is higher up in the vertical, which means the outputs are greater. Let's look at the table. Okay, now first of all, see these errors. That means that the inputs are not in the domain for the function, so it's undefined there. What if I deleted right there? So it's just square root of x and 2 square root of x. Let's look at those tables, and this will help illustrate my point. Okay, see the outputs are now lined up here because there's no translation. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 1.41, 2.82, all the outputs for g of x are doubled. And so what that does is it stretches by 2 because the outputs are twice as high on the graph. And then when you added in that plus 3, that was a translation to the left. Okay, so these are our translations right here. Okay, so these are our transformations. And I hope my using the calculator to graph them helped you visualize how the transformations work on this square root function.